Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Satisfactory video, where today I'm finally going to update the blueprints you've been requesting in regards to the new feature that's been added with Satisfactory 1.1, where, as we know now, with the good old blueprints, we can now add conveyor belts and pipes and tracks, and they'll automatically connect to the next ones. So with the current ones that we have available, which you can download via the Discord, I'm now going to add the tracks to these and any additional things that need to be added, because I don't think the hypertubes can be added via. I'm going to do a quick test though and all that kind of stuff, and then I'm going to get my torch on and then quickly show you the other builds we have here, because we still have the 3 and we still have the 1, and we have the platforms as well, and we've got all these lights and the supports and whatnot. And then I'll quickly do a demonstration on how to do the turns, because even though I still showed it in the last video, some people were still asking, because now we'll be able to do this differently compared to how we originally did it, because we have vertical nudging. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to load up the first blueprint, which is going to be the 5L, and then all I really need to do with these is just now add the railways to the actual end here, and then take it all the way through to the following end, because as we know, we can now connect these via the blueprints, so it's going to make this so much easier, because originally this did take me, I think it was 36 hours to actually place the whole highway around the world, and then to actually place the tracks as well, which it was a pain in the butt, but at the time I was live streaming it, so it made things so much more easier, because I'm not just going to be sitting there. Normally, if I was to do it like off stream, I would have been like watching the TV show or something, but I'm just going to quickly add all these in here. I am debating if there's anything on this we need to change, because with this highway, I have amended it a lot in regards to the actual playthrough. And what I mean by that is, maybe, do I add additional pieces to it? I do not know. Because as you can see here, this one's got a 3-track here, right? And this one's got a 2-track, so this isn't asymmetrical. And the only reason we added this additional track down here was because there was no point in getting a train from there that's going to here to actually merge onto this track here, which already had quite a bit of high congestion at times, and for that to jump on here. So it's just simple just to keep that track on the edge and then take it off at the first right turn, which was literally just before that bridge and then after that bridge. I wish I had the daylight mod on right now, but we don't have mods available. And just to let you guys know, if you are wanting to download this now, you will have to be on the experimental branch for it to work. Well, the connections anyway, you know, the rail, the tracks actually connecting to the next blueprint. You'll have to be on the experimental, unless you wait until it actually gets pushed through to the release branch. So you'll be able to then, you know, utilize this blueprint then. So now that we've got this in here, all we really need to do is just basically just save that blueprint. We are just going to save over it, and then we'll do a quick test. So if we quickly grab that blueprint, which is the 5L one, and just place that there, like so, we can already see that they're connecting. But if I change the blueprint to auto connect, and then press H to lock in, you can see that all... Wait, I actually didn't take that one to the edge. Rip. But anyway, I'll quickly amend that. But you can see how all the other ones are connected because it's got these little chain link symbols here. Same with this one. I'll quickly amend that one, like I said. And then that should be that. The only problem is, when we do these blueprints, we're not going to be able to do this one. The only reason being is because with with rails, you need 1.5 foundations to actually build. I couldn't actually do it down here. You need 1.5 Hello? I'm turning it the wrong way. You need 1.5 foundations to actually place a track. And obviously these are only 1 foundations wide, because these are the turns, what we're going to utilize for the turns. So let me quickly adjust this one. Is it just that side? It is, isn't it? God damn it. So quickly put you down here, and then into... Boop! Into that one. And then bada bing, bada bosh. That one is now saved. Well, it's not saved. Now it's saved. Save over blueprint, confirm. Then we're going to load the next one, which is going to be in here. And I'm also going to show this as well, because this is how I've organized them. So you can see 5L highway, 3L highway, 1L highway. So this is a 5-piece, this is a 3-piece, this is a 1-piece. And then down here, we've got the platform pieces as well, which I've got to go through all and make sure that the tracks have been added. And then, again, all the highway supports, and the reason whatever the colored background is what the signs are on the actual support. So if it's green, it means it's got green lights, blue lights. You catch my drift. But then if we load up this next one, we have to do the same here. So back to placing more tracks. So oh, this was one I was testing with the pipes and whatnot. In the patch notes video I kind of released. I don't know why I deleted that track, because we didn't need to do that. But anyway, I'm going to get these tracks done, and then I'll get back to you. Right, so after about 20 minutes-ish to 30 minutes-ish, I've managed to now finally add all the tracks to the actual blueprints. So now if we go into here and we look at, let's say, a 5L with a tower, we'll just put that down. We can clearly see that all the tracks have now been added to it. It won't show like the edge here. Wait, there we go. Now it's just trimmed back. Got me confused there. And then we got the other ones. We got the 3L, and then we can attach that to the side. We can see that they're all locking into place. The tracks are connecting at the bottom and the top. And we can just attach. I didn't attach that on, did I? I didn't attach it on. Boom, boom. Now it's attached on. And like I said, with these single ones, we're not unfortunately going to be able to do it with this. So this is going to be a manual job for you guys. Yeah, just basically just add the curves in there, because, you know, it's good. It's very, very simple. Because, for example, if you are building a curve, let me just quickly remove all of this real quick. Let's just get rid of all of that. Let me just bring this down here. Oh, yeah, we still got that there. No, no. Bring this down here. Like this. So what we're going to want to do is to build a corner. You're going to want to go from this foundation or this foundation. That's if we're going this way. So if we're going to want to turn right, we're going to want to start on this left side down here. And just get this foundation here and just take it out by one. And then I'm going to remove this one now. And it's going to end up putting it to here, right? Because this foundation technically wouldn't be here. And you just have now this right here, right? God damn it, I need the thing. I need the power! Okay, I've managed to hook onto the highway, luckily. So I'm not bloody swimming. Let me take this that way. Right, so what we're going to want to do is we're going to make the curve. So let's just, for example, do the foundation curve, right? Actually, we could just do the way I normally do it, because it has changed a little bit and it is a bit easier now compared to all the steps that I used to do before. So place the foundation down, lock it into place, turn it by, you know, one click like that, lock it into place, press H, move it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I didn't even place it correctly. See? Wait, spoon, wait, no, hold, wait, there. Okay, now I've got it. And then take it down by one. Why is this wrong? Wait. There. Why is that moving in a weird direction? You see how that's... Why is that doing that? It's not moving in the right... Hold up a minute. Science. What's going on here? Wait. Turn it by one notch there. Huh? That's weird. I shouldn't be doing that. It's moving it in a 5-degree away, so it's like taking it over where it should be. Okay, anyway, what I'm going to do instead, I'm just going to use the actual, where is it? Catwalk intersection instead. Alright, so we're just going to place this down here. We're going to aim there, we're going to hold control, and then you can see it starts to spin. If it starts jumping in other directions, you're too far to the edge or too far over here. And just make sure you do that. And then make sure you're into zoom mode and take it by 2. And then go to the edge like this. 2, 2, 2. Obviously, this is going to create a steeper curve. Which does mean you're going to have more clipping, and that's going to do it that way. So what we're going to want to do now is grab ourselves the blueprint with one turn. So this is the turn, and we'll place the foundation first, like that. Bada bing, bada bosh. Nope, not there. And then we're going to get the actual blueprint itself, and you can see it is placing it there, right? Placing it there. This looks wrong. Why is this wrong? Oh, because I need to take it back by one. So you can see how this is crazily clipping through here. This is because I never usually do this turn method, right? So this is why I don't normally do it this way. All right, so you can see how much it's clipping through. So you got to remember, the steeper the curve, the more this is going to clip, which is what you don't want. So I'm just going to do it the way I normally do it. So if I just remove these, grab myself, catwalk intersection, place you there. Let me just jump down here. Place that there, like so. Place you there, like that. Remove that one. That doesn't need to be there. Place that one there. Place. Remove that. Remove that. Place underneath. There is a quicker way. Now we have vertical nudging, but for some reason it's doing that weird thing that you just saw a minute ago. So we're just going to do it the old way just for the sake of this video, because I think maybe there is a little bug. So I know it wasn't doing it in the previous patch, so I don't know if it's been brought in with that one. Well, I know it wasn't. It was working fine for me. So let's just kind of do that. Bada bing, bada bosh. place that in there, and again there. Again, this is the more complicated way, the more steps way. You don't need to do this anymore. And then place that under there. So this is a more of a gradual turn. So you can see it's not as steep, not as crazy. So then what we'll do now is we'll grab the blueprint. We'll go with a 1. I'm just going to take that there. We're going to press H to lock it into place. I'm just going to pull it back by 1. That's all we need to do. Just lock it into place and then place. We go here, aim it there, press H, pull it towards us, place. Aim here, H, place towards us, done. Right, and you can start to see how the actual highway is turning. Oh no, the hook on, and so on, right? So that's all you need to do in regards to turning the highway. And then once you've got this straight again, let me just grab this, myself a power pole, and then you're gonna go back into the blueprints, and then you can start placing down the straights again, right? What I recommend is with this highway, I recommend placing the towers at the start and at the end of a turn. So this is the start of the turn, right? So it really, I want this 5-piece here to actually be connecting to this. That was a 3-piece I just put there, wasn't it? Let me just remove this one. So I'll put the towers at the start of the turn. The reason I say that is because if you are going to be transporting power, that's what I do with my highways. Wait a minute. Where are my tracks? Wait, this... Did I... Which one did it? 5L tower? Oh my god, I didn't put the... Well... I'm not editing any of this. And this is just going to be a one-shot. We're still going to do it. So, anyway, just imagine there's tracks here. Right? I missed one, okay? I actually missed the first one we're using. So you can see all the other ones have track. This one doesn't have track. You know what? I'm just gonna remove all of this, and then I'm just gonna kind of restart this. So, what you do? Oh my god, my eyes are sweating right now. Oh, that's why it was a bit wonky. It's because this was it's not even lined up. Anyway. Where am I going here? Blueprints. Okay, so we're gonna use the tower, okay? Because this has already got the... When you download these blueprints, that first one will have it, okay? So let me just put this back to where it was, which is basically there. All right. So that's in there. And when you come to do the turn, best thing to do is put the tower before the turn, and then we've got all of this kind of kept here. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to go into our blueprints and start doing the turn again. So 1L, we're just going to place that here. I want it to snap there. So that's now connected. And then here's the turn. So we'll just aim there, H, lock it into place, and so on. Basically, like that, right? And then when you continue the highway, grab the tower one again, snap it to the end here, like so. And I've just snapped it to the wrong one, so let me just delete this. This is a great tutorial here, but it's what you're trying to do. But I'm only human. There you go, boom. So then when you've got that again, is you'll continue the highway, and you'll start putting the 5L one down, right? Which will have the actual things connected to it, right? So you just continue placing this down, like so. Okay, there we go. Right, so yeah, so that's how you do the turns. And they will have the tracks, again, on that piece. I'm going to do that right after this, after I've done this recording. And then all you need to do, just grab yourself the actual track here, and then snap it to that one, and that's how you will get your turns to be connected, and that'll be the same for the downstairs one as well. I've also had some people wondering how or why are you having multiple tracks? Is because congestion. If you're going to be having a lot of trains on a certain track, how are you going to get one train to go from here to this track? Well, the easiest way you could do it is just take it over there, but you don't really want to use that. You want to work as these tracks as individual tracks, right? So this is a track that's going to go to A to B and wherever. This one might be more high priority than what trains on there. So if there's any trains on this line, you might not want any. You might want fewer on this one because it's carrying more vital items that, you know, your throughput is more required to go to, right? So how will you take the trains off this? Would you just go and build a on and off ramp? So the way I normally do it is get a foundation. I always get the double ramp here, and I always take it up. So if I just remove this one, I always take it up by 15 foundations. So if I do that, take it up by 15, so that's going to be 10. I need to send power over here, and then I'll take it up by 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once we get to the top, I'll just grab myself a normal foundation. I will then go 1, and then I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then I'll do another 1, 2, 3, and then another 1. And the reason I do that is because if we get the track that comes up here, because we're going to be wanting to turn the train whatever's on this line, for example, let's say it's going over that way, right? So I always recommend with any track is always take, with the bottom of the ramp, is take it from one end of the foundation to then to the half here. Then take that up as wherever you want to put it on your actual track. And then up here, we're going to do the same. So we're going to take this to the half of on the ramp, and then this to the edge of this one here. The only reason I do this is because it consumes this full foundation here and not half. So when you take it here, you now have 1, 2, 3 foundations. Then that is where your turn's going to go to, okay? So if I just quickly get my jetpack. So you can see now, if I go 1, 2 foundations, 3 foundations, then 1, 2, you can then place a perfect 90-degree turn there. And then you're going to take this along here again, like so. So then you're going to put this to the end of that foundation. And then here, you'll then get your double ramp of your 2 meters and then take this down by 15 again. So that's 1 there, and then so on and so forth. That's exactly how I've done this. So you can see I've got 15 foundations going up there. We have the turn, and it just continues on. And the only reason this one extends the way it does, because I have a on-ramp coming here, and I also have an on-ramp coming on there. And there's no point in taking this down 15 foundations to go, you know, on this highway a little bit and then back up to this section. So I've just left this as a high kind of passageway here with a sidetrack kind of there. And that's all I really do to take them on and off that middle track. And the only reason you want to do that, again, is for congestion's sake, because these items that are coming in here maybe might have more demand, and you don't want anything regarding throughput to be affected. And also say now, we also have hypertubes, right? So I've not done anything in regards to the hypertubes because they don't auto-connect to the blueprints. I don't believe they do. I should really test it. And then we're just going to grab the hypertubes and boom, just connect these up here like this. And then it's probably ideal that they're not auto-connected as well, so then you can kind of personalize it to yourself where you might want to create branches off, because then you can just grab the hypertube branches and connect these in here, and take them over to where they need to go in case they're going into another factory over there. Take into consideration though that if you are going to be putting, you know, branches off, trains will need clearance, otherwise they'll clip, because if I was to bring this straight along here, I guarantee the train that comes along here is going to clip through that hypertube. So keep that in mind as well. Now I've got to kind of go around these and delete all these bloody things. Right, so to download these, you're going to want to go into my Discord. The link will be in the description. They are free to download. All you do is go into the actual Discord itself, under the Bitz category, Blueprints Download, and you'll see a link in here, very similar to all these other blueprints, which if you want to download, you can. And you can see the previous one with the no tracks is actually this one right here. But then the new one will be here, and it will say, new enough exactly the same as this, but version 2 with today's date. As you can tell, that one is 3rd of October of last year. The new one will be underneath here when this video drops. And yeah, just download that. The only reason I'm keeping this one here is because as of right now, this one still works on the release branch, where this one I'm releasing with this video will not work on the release branch because the auto connect does not work until 1.1 gets fully released on the normal branch. And there you have it. That's the blueprint updated. So I know a few of you have been requesting it. I've seen a few comments of you guys mention it as well. So I appreciate it all. Enjoy the highways. Yeah, you're going to see some weird things happening with it. It's going to happen. But anyway, keep smiling, and I'll see you in another video.